everywhere. Give me 2 seconds. Boom. There it is. Boom. There it is. That's right. We are live for UFC 284, Makhachev versus Volkanovski. Of course, it's your boy, the man with the golden mic, Mike Jesse MMA, back like I never fucking left. Remember that. Here we go, the first fight of the night. We got Jimmy Crute versus Alonzo Menafield. Fireworks, fireworks, fireworks. Yes, that is my expert opinion. That's all I have to fucking say. I could read their records out, but who really gives a fuck on an opener like this? If you are a hardcore fan, you know this card may not be stacked top to bottom, but the top two fights are fantastic. The third fight is a good one. It will be entertaining, and the whole goddamn main card, in my humble opinion, is ready to be lights out. Hopefully we're about to see someone's lights get put out right now. Let's go. Theme song off. Fights are on. If you need links, holla at your boy as always, because we got them on deck. If you've been here before, you know closed mouths don't get fed. Subscribe, like, share to your people, because who the fuck should keep all this greatness to themselves? Understand what I'm saying to you? Here we go. Both men come out rocking as forecasted. Oh, check left hook from Menafield. Crute took it on the chin, but yeah, he didn't like that. He goes for a double leg takedown, gets it with relative ease, but Alonzo Menafield now against the cage, trying to establish a base so he can work his way up, but he has to be careful because his back is fully exposed. He can get dragged down, trip to the front, he can get dragged backwards and be put on his butt. Jimmy Crute being very patient and very deliberate on how he's putting his weight. You see that chest is pressed right to the back of Menafield. He's not trying to give up that position. He wants to slide that right leg behind and then in front of the leg of Menafield so he can get a hook. He's trying on the left side as well. And here he goes, as discussed, trying to drag him back and slip that hook in. My boy Jay says, thank for the links. That's why I'm here, my guy. That is why I'm here. Thank you for the support. As always, like, subscribe, etc. Right now, 3.5 minutes left in the first of 3 rounds, the opener of your main card. Jimmy Crute has Menafield pushed up against the cage. Menafield not giving up any horrible position. Jimmy Crute switches to a single and dumps Menafield. That's demoralizing right there. A double leg's one thing. Being lifted off the ground when you are a 200-pound plus man, that shit'll not only zap your gas tank, but zap your enthusiasm to play in that grappling field with Jimmy Crute. Menafield is able to keep working his way to the fence, getting a base and getting up, but Jimmy Crute relentless. Now has that double leg. Menafield defending, but Jimmy Crute has that lock beneath the butt. If you got that lock and it's beneath the glutes and they lock hands, man, you're probably going uptown. And he keeps switching to that single leg, get Menafield off balance, and then when he sees an opportunity, going back to the double. The double leg is obviously his first go-to for the takedown, but switching to that single leg and able to get so much torque on that, as he just gets an inside trip as well. Jimmy Crute, relentless with his pressure, did not like to stand up too much, ate that check left hook, and man, that was powerful. Now trying to just get his wits back about him and stay on Menafield, zap that gas tank. And I'm sure he's thinking in round 2, he's not going to be punching like that. Tries to get the guillotine, unable to get it. Oh, nice right hand with Jimmy Crute. And now they're trading. Left hand again from Menafield. Jimmy Crute has to be mindful of that left hand. Not the lead hand of Menafield, but it's packing a punch. Now has Jimmy Crute on the ground. Some ground and pound from Menafield, trying to take the round back. which I know sounds crazy. You're like, oh, Jimmy Cruz had all this positioning the whole time. Yes, but do not forget the judging criteria. Damage is first. Metafield landing that nice ground and pound can steal around because Cruz did not land much while Metafield was on the ground. Metafield now just trying to put the weight and pressure on Jimmy Cruz. If I'm him, I let Jimmy Cruz up. Nice ground and pound. Jimmy Cruz just playing defense. Shelled up. Now he's looking for a way out. You see him trying to turn towards Metafield. Metafield sees it. They're now in classic wrestling position. Only difference, Metafield can give Cruz the hands right here, ladies and gentlemen. You see, he's not trying to do anything too demonstrative. He doesn't want to give up that position, but he is landing consistently. The ref is not going to save Jimmy Cruz here. Jimmy Cruz has to survive this for 30 seconds or try to work his way up. But working his way up is dangerous because you create space, you might eat them hands again from Metafield. Jay says, I love the UFC and I've watched for years now. Yet, is it just me or the quality of star standouts of the UFC have been slowly becoming extinct? It is not just you, Jay, and it is by design. The pay-per-view model has changed. As Metafield lands on Cruz again, this is what I'm talking about. Jimmy Cruz had to get up, but getting up has its own dangers. Jimmy Cruz able to survive, but ate some big shots. Metafield is tired. Jimmy Cruz is dazed. What a second round we are about to see. In between these rounds, let me finish answering your comment and question, Jay. Yes, the pay-per-view model has changed. UFC is going to get their money, baby, no matter what. It doesn't matter if it sells 1 million. It doesn't matter if it sells 200,000. The UFC is contracted with ESPN to get their money. Their only obligation is to put pay-per-view cards out, is to put content out. Yes, they want it to be successful, of course, so that they can keep negotiating with ESPN, so they can get an even better deal next time, so they can keep this relationship with ESPN. But they do not need a star. They just need stakes, which is why you always see a championship belt, and they need some names. When they're going to countries like Australia, put a bunch of Australians on that card, maybe feature them in a featured bout, try to get one of them on the top 2 billing, and boom, there you go, that's a pay-per-view. They don't need stars anymore. They do have a few. You have your Israel Adesanyas, you have your Jorge Masvidal, etc., your John Jones, etc., etc. But they do not need a bunch of Connors. They're good with one. If anything, they want less Connors because it's hard as fuck to negotiate with a Conor McGregor. Not Conor specifically because, man, they gave that man everything. But, oh, left hand right there again from Metafield. I'm telling you, that left hand, even though that's the lead hand of Metafield, it's lights out. I mean, see, arguably, Francis is a star, right? They let his ass go. They were okay with it because they said the ship is going to keep rolling without us paying you all your demands, whether it's monetary or whether it's managerial. Cruz back in the same position. Metafield is just outpowering him now, and I'm sure he's still feeling those effects of those strikes. And when he tries to work his way up, that's when Metafield, instead of just doing a little pitter-patter shots, and when he winds up a little bit and puts some pop on those. He's also threatening the rear naked, but has to be careful. Jimmy Cruz savvy, and will toss him over top if he's unbalanced. And Metafield doesn't seem like he has the energy to want to be on the bottom right now. Cruz works his way up, same way Metafield did, using that cage. I don't even know what position Cruz wants to get in at this point because he's losing in every dimension now. The easy thing to say is he needs to start going for takedowns again, right? It was working the first round. But he's not the same fighter he was first round. He's eaten a lot of shots. And he's carried Alonzo Menafield's weight for a lot of that round and this round. And look, he comes inside while standing up and bam, eats that check left hook. That left hand is fantastic from Menafield. My boy Ice, what's going on? Yeah, I think they get paid 500K buys for each card, but I think there is some incentive for breaking a certain amount. I think you're exactly right, Ice. If you're not exactly right, then maybe you're off by, 50,000 here, 100,000 there, but they 100% have a fixed rate on what they get paid for, and they have incentives afterwards. But let's be real, even John Jones, most of his pay-per-views were doing around 400, 500K pay-per-views, and he's one of their biggest stars right now. There's not a lot of guys doing those numbers. Menifield landing that lead left hand. Jimmy Crute is a warrior. But you will always hear me say, if you hear a fighter being congratulated on their toughness during their fight, they're probably on the wrong side of an ass-kicking contest. Look at that, 54 significant strikes from Menifield, 14 from Jimmy Crute. And I don't think we've seen any since the first half of that first round. Agreed, man. They are good with how it's going. If a big star comes, cool. They'll let it, but they're not in the star-making business anymore. They're in a big fight business. Belt versus belt, winning streaks versus win streaks, hometown hero versus the villain, things of that sort. Jimmy Crute able to turn Menifield into the cage, but does he have the energy to work that exhaustive wrestling game he had with the double leg, switching to the single, back to the double, and there he goes, just as I say it, able to get a single leg, has Menifield off balance, and Menifield to the ground again, Crute on top of him. Menifield's so tired. Jimmy Crute trying to work, not really a rear naked, but just kind of put some torque on that chin, that jaw, make him uncomfortable, get him to give up his back, if possible, or some advantageous position. But Jimmy Crute has to be careful with that too, which he is. He doesn't want to squeeze out what little life is left in those arms. Trying to fight the hands of Menifield, trying to slip that other arm beneath the chin. Unable to. He's got a little squeeze now, but that's on the jaw. Menifield's not going to easily tap to that. But Jimmy Crute does look like he's going to ride out the rest of the round in top position. He needs to be landing here. He needs to be scoring. Working that choke again. Still too high. And that's going to be the end of the round. There we go. 2 rounds. I promise. Fireworks. Fireworks were fucking given. Don't forget, it's your boy, Mike MMA, the man with the golden mic. Back at it like a crack addict in the 80s, baby. If you need links, closed mouths, don't get fed. Let me know. Like, subscribe, share, etc., etc. If you ain't having fun, you're on the wrong goddamn screen. Let's go. UFC 284, Islam Makhachev versus Alexander Volkanovski. Right now, we are in the 3rd round of the first of 5 fights on the main card. Jimmy Crute versus Alonzo Menifield. Man, close first round. I give it to Alonzo because of the damage. 2nd round. Early on, Alonzo's landing very good ground and pound. Very good left hands on the feet. Then he gets taken down. But if damage is the criteria, I still have it 2 rounds to 0 for Alonzo Menifield. They are both tired. They are both exhausted. They have both identified what is working. Alonzo Menifield, that lead left hand, whether it's the jab or the check hook, lights the fuck out. Jimmy Crute, the double leg to the single, and then shifting his weight and chain wrestling those takedowns. Beautiful throughout. But again, you always start on your feet. Alonzo Menifield landing that left hand. Once again, we're only 15 seconds in, and Alonzo's landed about 6 strikes already. Who can implement their game plan? Because I feel like whoever is successful of that within the next 2 minutes has a very good chance to finish their opponent. Speaking of stats, let's pull those up real quick. As you see, I have the tail of the tape as well as the live stats. Jimmy Crute whiffs on a hook and then tries to go for a takedown. Doesn't have the energy. Look, you see, look, Jimmy Crute just relentless when he goes for it. Now he's on a single leg. Alonzo Menifield grabs the fence. The ref saw it and calls a timeout. Please don't take a point. That's his first. He's about to take a point. No way. I get it. He stopped the takedown. It was an important takedown. But one time and a point, I don't know how much I like that. I don't know. And it starts him back at 50-50. Wow, that's demoralizing. That is demoralizing. Alonzo Menifield likely thought he had a lead. Now he does not know. And if it was one round, he needs to win this round to tie. Bisping saying it's the right decision. I get it. They're both tired. That takedown would have been huge for Jimmy Crute. But man, a point. You have 2 knockdowns for Alonzo Menifield, as you see on the live stats, as Jimmy Crute once again has his hands locked. You see Alonzo Menifield has his legs spread apart, but he needs to be jacking that left underhook up, because right now the lock is beneath your butt and locked in. You do not want that. Luckily, he has tree trunks as quads and has them spread out, so he does have enough balance right now. But then, boom, as I said, then Jimmy Crute switches to the single and just drives it. That shouldn't be that effective at this level, but it is this match. Total strikes 40 for Jimmy Crute, 117 for Menifield. Significant strikes 17-70. Both men pretty much headhunting. But 6 takedowns for Jimmy Crute. 3 submission attempts. Now Jimmy Crute is in a dominant position on top. Alonzo Menifield has lost a point. These links are just redirecting to porn. So, click them. When the pop-ups pop up, close them shits and go back to the original link. You're going to have to just keep clicking the MMA stream. You're going to just have to keep clicking that play button. It does work. I'm using it right now. If you need another, I got you. But these are free links. Do not forget, you click them, there will be pop-ups. No ifs, ands, or buts about that shit. I promise you that. Also, a little bit of porn never killed anybody, you know what I mean? We are live for UFC 284. Islam Makhachev versus Alexander Volkanovski. As always, it's your boy, Mike Jensen MMA, the man with the golden mic. Back at it like I never fucking left. Right now, north-south position for Jimmy Crute. A very close fight. A point deduction for Alonzo Menifield for grabbing the fence during a takedown. He has to work his way up. He needs this round. Both men so tired. Alonzo Menifield is in the middle of no man's land, right on the monster logo in the middle of the octagon. There's no help coming. He's going to have to just dig deep and explode up. That's the only thing he can do right now. Take the risk, explode up, turn into Jimmy Crute, worry about the hands, and then get to it. Because right now he's about to lose this fight. I could say it more eloquently, but he's about to lose this fight right now. And it sucks. Because he had such a good showing in those first 2 rounds. Such a good, close, competitive fight. But now he's tired. He made a mistake. He paid for it. He's trying to work to his base. That's not enough. You have to explode. You have to turn. You have to get your hips out. You have to just cut and turn to your opponent. Look, he's getting up. He's fighting the hands. He's trying to turn slowly, but it's not going to be enough. 5 seconds left. Able to turn into him. 50-50 position against the fence. But the fight's over. Round 3 done. Got the other link worked. I don't mind porn right now. I was looking for the fight. Fair enough, brother. Fair enough. I appreciate you. Nice, yeah. For some reason, man, it matters where you're at, what type of device, etc., etc. Some of these links work like crap for people. Other ones work on the first go. That's why I got them on deck, baby. Variety. We're Costco out here. You understand? What a good first fight. I've been saying the same shit since the first round. Alonzo Menifield, that left hand, disgusting. the whole entire bout. Jimmy Crute, that chain wrestling, beautiful. The double leg, shifting to the single leg, trying to jack that up, or just use his shoulder, make a Metafield off balance, and then drive it right in. It's just fantastic wrestling from Jimmy Crute. I mean, I'm going to have to go back and watch some Jimmy Crute because I don't remember him being that talented in these takedowns unless it's really just Metafield having that porous of takedown defense. Either way, a good showing by both men. Very close. I had it 2-1 with a point deduction. That would make it a tie. We're about to see. I do appreciate what you do. Not trying to complain. I'm joking, man. It is all fun and games. If you ain't talking shit, you ain't having fun. You're here, brother. You got a bunch of other shit to do tonight. The fact that you're here, I appreciate you, appreciating me, appreciating you. You understand? Let's go. If you're not having fun, you're on the wrong goddamn link. Like, subscribe, share. Because come on, man. You can't have all this golden mic goodness to yourself. Understand what I'm saying to you? Thank you for joining me. As always, we are live. UFC 284. Islam Makhachev versus Alexander Volkanovski. After they read off the winner of this fight, we're going to get to the fun stuff, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to get into the fight picks because you don't care about the links. You don't care about the fights. You care about what the fuck I think about these fights. At least that's what I like to tell myself to make me feel a little bit more important, guys. Let me have something. You understand what I'm saying to you? What a great first fight. Next fight, we have Justin Tafa versus Parker Porter. One of them are going night-night Betty bye. I can guarantee that. You are 5-3. Justin Tafa, we know him from the Contender Series. We have Parker Porter, who I know very little about. Please tell me this is a joke. Did Tafa weigh in? Oh, no. Yeah, did Tafa weigh in at 286? No fucking way. Let me check that. There's no way he weighed in at 286, right? That'd be fucking nuts. UFC.com has to be tripping, right? Gotta be. Here we go. They're about to read off the decision. Let's see what they got to say. Majority draw. I agree. The crowd's booing, but Metafield won 2 of those rounds with damage for sure. One judge did, it sounded like gave Jimmy Crute the first round. I understand with the wrestling, but damage first, man. It's in the rules. Interviewing both fighters. Jimmy Crute is being very complimentary. Said no one has hit me harder than he just hit me. All right, Justin Tafa 266, Parker Porter 264. UFC.com, your garbage as always. Jimmy Crute said, let's run it back. If I'm Metafield, I'm like, fuck that. I won that. Miles Metafield very complimentary of his opponent as well. Let's look at Parker Porter's record because I know nothing about him. Porter's been in the UFC for about a year and a half, August 2021. Came in, beat Sherman, beat Badeau. As we see Tai Tuivasa doing what Tai does, drinking beers after someone spits in the shoe. He's literally looking for someone to toast shoes with, and that's why we love Tai Tuivasa right there, ladies and gentlemen, although that is disgusting. He lost to Almeida. I do remember that fight. That was in May of last year. Lost by submission. Those were fireworks. He does have 2 wins by decision. Let's look at Tafa's record. 5-3 as discussed before. Not as many fights in the UFC. He's been in the UFC a little bit too since 2021. All right. Lost to Felipe. Lost to Vendera. Win over Hunsucker. Oh, Tafa has had a rough go. 2 decision losses. 1 win by knockout. That was in the first 2 minutes of the first round. Porter has the experience. I'm going to go Porter for that one. Ladies and gentlemen, Tafa has not had great results. The odds have it pretty much a pick 'em. Plus 140 for Tafa, minus 120 for Parker. I'm going to go Parker. Circle that. Randy Brown versus Jack Della Maddalena. I cannot wait for this fucking fight. I don't know what's up with Jack's nose. It's jacked the fuck up. But he looks like he can't wait to make Randy Brown pay for that. Randy Brown, 16-4 in his career. And let's take a look. Much more accomplished in the UFC. Has had the down times. Had a bunch of ups as well. As they're showing Jens Pulver highlights. That man was a savage back in the day. If you don't know, you better ask somebody. Randy Brown coming off a win in October versus Trinaldo. I don't care what you say about Francisco Trinaldo. I know he's old. Never an easy fight. All his opponents will tell you the same. Win over Williams. Win over Gooden. This is Randy Brown. Riding a 4-fight win streak. Win over Cowboy Charles Oliveira. He did lose to Luque, but has a win over Alves back in 2019. A win over Barberena in 2019. Did lose to Nico Price. Does have a win versus Mickey Gall. Did lose to Muhammad. Win over Kamazi. Win over Montano. You get the goddamn point. When he fights the top, let's say, 10 type guys, formerly the Nico Prices of the world, currently the Luques of the world, then he does fall. But everyone else, he's beating them, and he's beating a lot of them bad. Submission in 2016 versus Montano. KO in the first minute and a half of the second round versus Camazo. Decision over Mickey Gall. Mickey Gall's pretty tough. A knockout over Barberena, that's not easy. A submission over Alves, that's not easy. A submission over Cowboy Charles Oliveira, that's not easy. His last 3 fights are decisions, but those are against tough guys. Chaos Williams, Gooden, Francisco Trinaldo. You get the goddamn point. Randy Brown is one of those people so far has shown if you are elite, then I have some work to do to get up to that level. If you are not elite, I'm about to give you the business. Now let's look at Jack Della Maddalena's. We are going to refer to him solely as Jack moving forward. I'm not doing that all night. You understand what I'm telling you? Win over Roberts, KO first round. Win over Amiv, KO first round. Win over Rodriguez, KO first round. Jack's a savage. I'm not saying anything otherwise. Jack looks like he has a bright future in the UFC. 11 wins by knockout, 1 win by submission, 7 first round finishes for Jack. That doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I don't think it matters today. He's giving up a reach advantage. He's giving up an experience advantage. I am going to go for the UFC vet, the more proven commodity, until I'm proven wrong. It might happen tonight, but I don't think so. I'm going Randy Brown, who I believe is an underdog for this one. Yes, he is, plus 255. I'm going with Randy Brown, the vet. Co-main event. Yair Rodriguez versus Josh Emmett. 15-3 Yair. 18-2 Josh Emmett. Both with impressive win streaks. Both top 5 in this division. Why is this fight happening? Because of the main event, baby. That's why. The main event is the 145-pound champion Alex the Great Volkanovski against Islam Khabib's young bull Makhachev. 145-pound champ is tied up. 145-pound division is one of the most exciting, one of the most talented divisions in the UFC and honestly on the planet. Let's be real. You cannot have that weight class waiting around for Alex to play around at 155, see what happens. Will he give up the belt? Will he not? Will he defend both if he wins them? Will he not? Etc., etc. So what do? You keep moving full speed ahead. The train does not stop for the UFC ever, to the delight of all of us, because we get this fantastic matchup between Yair and Josh Emmett, both with finishes, as we're about to go into looking at their records. Let's do it, baby. As I had to fix my stream. Let's go. All right, we got Josh Emmett. He's on a 5-fight win streak, number 5 featherweight in the world. 6 wins by knockout, 2 wins by submission. Coming off the win versus Calvin Kattar, a very, very competitive fight, split decision. You know how everyone feels about those. It's always a robbery, blah, blah, blah. Win over Dan Ige, looked great against him. Win over Shane Burgos. Win over Bechik. Win over Michael Johnson. His last loss was to Jeremy Stephens, which put him out for 11 months, an injury to the face. Jeremy Stephens, I mean, he's been hurting people for a very, very long time. Josh Emmett able to come back from that, was a little active in 2019 with 2 fights. Fought once in 2020, once in 2021, and then once in 2022. Not very active, but impressive is Josh Emmett. That's kind of why people have been saying oh, he's a journeyman. He's not. He's 18-2. What the fuck are you talking about? Journeymans are losing, winning, losing, winning. He lost his last losses in 2018 versus Jeremy Stephens. Before that, it was against Green in 2017. Those are his only losses ever. Nothing journeyman about Josh Emmett. His hands are very, very impressive. You see him train. His pad work is fucking fast, precise, powerful. I really enjoyed watching him train, watching him hit the pads. Then you have Yair, very creative striker. Josh Emmett is more of your old school wrestle boxer, right? He's with the God damn it! Of course, I'm gonna forget the camp now. He's with Uriah Faber's camp. I forget what they call themselves right now. But very much a wrestle boxer. Very good wrestling, amateur wrestling. Very good, just classic double legs, single legs, inside trips, etc. He also has pretty good clinching against the cage, able to control your body, control your weight, smother you, make sure you work harder than he does. But his hands are lights out, and he does good work in the clinch as well with his dirty boxing. Yair, though, is dangerous in every phase of the stand-up game. Clinch, far away, kicks, elbows, knees, spinny shit, jumpy shit, all of the above. We're talking 6 wins by knockout, 3 by submission, 5 first round finishes to credit Yair Rodriguez. His last fight was a win over Brian Ortega. We all saw that fight. We all remember what happened. They had a wrestling exchange. Brian Ortega wasn't able to pull his arm out properly, and it dislocated. Was what it was. TKO by injury. That was back in July of 2022. He did lose, but had a very entertaining fight versus Max Holloway. Nothing to be ashamed of. He does have a win over Jeremy Stephens, the aforementioned Jeremy Stephens. He has a crazy come-from-behind victory over the Korean Zombie in 2018 that broke my goddamn heart, because I am a KZ fan to the death of me. Understand what I'm saying to you? Rodriguez landed a crazy lead elbow that just fucking Korean Zombie was not expecting at all, with 4 seconds left in the goddamn fight that Korean Zombie was dominating crazy as hell. And then the last time we saw Yair really just get dominated was against Frankie Edgar back in 2017. That blast double leg was lights out for Frankie Edgar. Kept putting it on him non-stop. Yair had literally no answer to that. But he's not that same fighter. Even though it was only one round against Ortega, it's not like Ortega was putting him on his back, back and forth, picking him up, slamming him, doing what he wanted as I expected him to do. So Yair is not the grappler he once was, and that is a good thing in this instance. But he is not the grappler Josh Emmett is. I've been going back and forth on who will win this fight. The real answer is I do not fucking know. And if anybody else tells you they do, they are lying to you. But you're not here for me to tell you what I don't know. You're here for me to tell you something, right? Something, at least a little something, right? These weights are weird as fuck on UFC.com. I'm guessing that maybe the weight is actually what they weighed in on fight night or when they came to the arena or something, because we have Yair at 161 and Josh Emmett at 166. That boy's thick, as Brendan Schaub would say. Who do I have to win this fight? I am going to go, drum roll, with Josh Emmett. Josh Emmett has very clean boxing. I think he's going to keep the distance at a very smart range. When I say a smart range, that can mean a bunch of shit, right? Am I just throwing out words and hoping you assume that I know what the fuck I'm talking about? A little bit. But what I mean is being within too close for kicking range, so that if Yair throws any crazy spinning shit or throws a kick without having a jab behind it, he'll be able to close the distance and really land some nice lead hooks, lead jabs with some cross hooks to follow, etc. I think he's going to mix up to the body. I think he's going to push Yair up against the defense, and I do think he's going to get about 3 to 4 takedowns during this fight, and I think that would be too much for Yair to keep up with. And I think Emmett Smith, god damn, we're only on the second fight. I think Josh Emmett is really going to try to go and weaponize his own gas tank versus Yair, and I think it's going to be effective. Josh Emmett by 4th round TKO, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go. For the main event, man, there's a lot to get into, but first, we're going to watch this goddamn fight. Then, we will talk about my pick for the main event. If you give any amount of fucks, stay tuned, ladies and gentlemen. Stay tuned. I'm excited. 23-1 Islam Makhachev. 25-1 Alexander Volkanovski. Alexander Volkanovski, you know what the stakes are. He wants to be the GOAT, baby. He won't win it tonight, but it will be a nice feather in his cap, as all really the let's say postmodern era of fighters, of champions, of GOATs have all gone after that double champ status, as we see John Jones going for in a month or so. He wants to really try to get away from the Max Holloway narrative, right? Because he beat Max Holloway once. What did everybody say? Oh, you didn't really win that fight. It was too close. Max Holloway gets a rematch. Alexander wins again. They say, oh, that one's even closer. We don't give that one to you either. He does it again. He finally beats Max, and they say, well, now you got to beat other people in your division. Alexander cannot win at 145 to take the GOATship, because he's going against Max Holloway, who everyone loves, and Jose Aldo, who everyone reveres. You're never going to win that battle with the media, with the hardcore fans, with the day one such as myself, unless you do shit they didn't do, baby. Max Holloway tried to go for interim title 155. Dustin Poirier was just too much power for that man, right? I don't want to tell you about my controversial judging of that fight. Max Holloway won that fight. But Dustin Poirier did win. He landed much more damaging shots to Max than Max did him. Max Holloway took his ass back to 145 and then lost his belt there. Jose Aldo never went to 155, tried to go to 135, was unable to get a title there. If Alexander Volkanovski can win a belt at 155 against Khabib's protege, the dangerous, we'll say feared, but at the end of the day, none of these people are afraid of anyone. But people are not signing up to fight Islam unless it's for a belt, right? People weren't calling him out before. They're calling him out now just because he has something they want, which is that title. So if Alex can do that against him, he will solidify his number 1 pound for pound ranking that he has right now, which I think is undisputable at this point, especially after Izzy lost, Francis left, and Usman lost as well. But this will really just cement it and make it a very hard argument for anyone to come after that spot, whether it's John Jones winning against Cyril Gane next month, Kamaru Usman avenging his loss, or Izzy avenging his loss. And man, we got to talk about that shit too, because he is 0-3 versus Alex Pereira. Here we go, baby. Second fight of the night, Tafa, Porter, there you go. We get the tape ready for y'all on that. Oh, nice right hand from Porter. I expect all haymakers. Don't disappoint me. There we go. Tape right there. Bottom right of the screen. Live stats. Top right of your screen. Mid left of your screen is your boy Mike May, the man with the golden mic. Back at it like a crack addict in the 80s. Yes, we are live for UFC 284. Islam Makhachev versus Alexander Volkanovski. This card has not disappointed thus far. Let's go. Porter, Tafa, both men ready to end it. Both men ready to get finished. I can't wait. One of these men are going down. Which one will it be? Oh! Porter down! Porter down! What'd I say? I called it wrong. I thought it was going to be Porter. Tafa said, hold my beer. I'm out here in front of the home crowd, the New Zealand native. Tafa puts Porter on his ass first round. God damn. That was some shit right there, ladies and gentlemen. That was some shit right there. I mean, I don't get points because I didn't call the fight winner, but I called how it was going to go, ladies and gentlemen. Come on, man. People looked at this card, they're like, man, there's no big names. Yeah, but there's punching bags versus punchers. And some of the punching bags punch. That's what the fuck I'm talking about. That's what I'm trying to see. Bam! Oh, man. That left hand, that right hand was just, whipped cream on top. And Porter was lactose intolerant. Look, lead left hand. Look, he sees Porter winding up. Nope. Boop. Much sharper strike for Tafa. Did y'all fucking see that? Boom! Cross. So what happened there is Porter with the right hand tried to go down and load up on the right hand, right? Didn't put a jab in front of it. Didn't disguise it at all. No feint. Just tried to wind up and throw that overhand right. What did Tafa say? He saw it, and instead of also trying to match him by overhand left, boom. Just shifted his shoulder, stepped in, cross. Fucking beautiful. If you've been watching me before, lead cross, my favorite punch in the whole goddamn game. Let's go. Tafa has to be ecstatic. I will say, can we get that man a shirt that fits? Like they gave him Brock Lesnar's shirt. He's a heavyweight and he is swimming in that Crypto.com shirt. What is going on? They gave him a Crypto.com parachute. I don't understand. If you need link, close mouths don't get fed. Let me know if you need them. I got them on deck. Matter of fact, just hold still. Bang. Boom. Got one. You want another one, you said? Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. You gotta be patient. Some work for you, some don't. Try them. Pop-ups come. Pop them down. Click the X. You know how to use these sites, baby. This ain't ESPN, you know what I'm saying? Let's listen to what Tafa has to say, and we right back at it. Tafa shouting out his team. His corner, by the way, is humongous. They're all bigger than him. Mind you, he weighed in at the maximum for heavyweight. That, I'm telling you, there's no breakdown needed for this fight on how it ended. Porter, right hand, I'm going to throw it over the top really hard, looping punch. Tafa, discipline, steps inside. Boom. Shoulder right over, leads with the cross, puts him down, follows up with the right hand. Didn't need it at all. The fight was already over. Porter was already going night. Like, subscribe, share, etc. I'm about to get these stats updated for you for the next fight. Man, oh man, I got the winner wrong, but if I didn't get the method right, come on, man. Tell the truth. You're having a good time. Yeah, I know I am. Randy Brown versus, what did I tell you his name was the rest of the night? Jack. Y'all not going to have me getting tongue-tied on that man's name the whole goddamn night. I'm not doing it. I'm not. 5'11", Jack versus 6'3", Randy Brown, both weighing at 170. 5-inch reach advantage for Randy Brown. I do expect him to take full use of that. We also have orthodox versus switch stance. Anytime Jack is in southpaw stance, look for both men to play around with that power side kick to the body. It creates madness when you have the parity in stances. Takedown accuracy, 33% for Randy Brown. 0 for Jack, because all he does is put these hands on you, baby. I can't wait. Give me 2 seconds. Streamers have to pee too. Hold on now. Intermission over. I try to take a quick 5 minutes, ladies and gentlemen. And then my man James Bond said Demetrius Johnson versus Brandon Moreno would be fire. And that shit got me fired the fuck up to even think about. Man, I want Demetrius Johnson to come back in this 125 division. We finally, and really, I think it's due to Henry Cejudo going up and then leaving, Demetrius Johnson leaving. That's how stars then are created, right? 205-pound division. Tell the truth, we didn't give a fuck about it when John Jones was there, other than see John Jones just put people to pieces. And then towards the end of John Jones' reign, to see if John Jones would lose a step and finally lose. That was the interest in 205. He leaves, and then you have a bunch of older names and now new names coming up in the division that we give a fuck about. Same thing happened in 125. Demetrius Johnson not dare to kick everyone's ass as soon as they get on a little bit of streak. Cejudo not dare to whip everybody's ass once they get on a little bit of winning streak. We're able to see these guys, see these stories, the Kai Car Francis, the Morenos, the Figueiredas, etc., etc., etc. Go out there, beat the shit out of each other, beat the shit out of their opponents, have very close fights, have wars, have trilogies, etc. And now we give a fuck about an exciting weight class. I love it. Moreno versus Demetrius Johnson. I favor Demetrius Johnson because that man does not really lose in MMA, does he? I mean, we saw him lose at one championship needs to a grounded opponent in the States, not the fact in one championship. That's no excuse. You agree to the rules. You lose by those, by a technique that is allowed. I get it. He took that loss and then came back and whooped that guy's ass. Demetrius Johnson still the GOAT, baby. Still one of the most dangerous pound-for-pound fighters in the world. Don't let Dana White fool you when he says that you're not in the UFC, you're not great. That shit ain't true. Especially for Demetrius Johnson. Tell the truth. Tell the truth. Randy Brown, just a skyscraper of a welterweight. 6'3". At 170 pounds. That's ridiculous. That makes me want to go hit the treadmill. Let's see what the fuck UFC has his weight at, since all their shit is screwed up. Again, I gotta look it up. They gotta have like just fight night weights. But I am curious what they have these two at. Yeah, they have Randy Brown at 189 tonight. Jack at 187. Again, 5'11", 6'3", 5-inch reach advantage for Randy Brown, the Jamaican native, in hostile territory against the Australian Jack Della Maddalena. Let's touch on the main event a little bit more before we get to this fight. I'm hyped. If you can't tell, are you even watching? Like, subscribe, etc., etc., etc. We do this for every major combat sports event. It's BKFC. If you give a fuck, I give a fuck. It's Bellator. You give a fuck, I give a fuck. It's UFC. You know I'm here, baby. It's boxing. If you give a fuck, I give a fuck. I believe the next card I will be live for will be Jake Paul versus Tommy Fury. If Tommy Fury ever shows the fuck up. No, I am not really a Jake Paul fan, but I will say the build up to his fights always entertain me. And his fight cards, his fights not that entertaining, to be honest with you, but the card that he puts beneath it, usually pretty fucking solid, man. Way better than 95% of these other boxing cards underneath the main event. Tell the truth. Tell the truth. Very smart having Serrano on a lot of those undercards. Very smart having up-and-comer boxers on those undercards. I enjoy it. What date is that for Jake Paul, Tommy Fury? February 26th. Write it in. I will be here. What are the next UFC events I'll be live for? Since you asked. Jack looks ready. He's looked ready on every single face-off that I've seen. The next UFC event is Andrade versus Blanchfield. I will not be live for that because you will not give a fuck. Let's be real. Look at that card. The card has, yeah, I'll watch it, right? My boy Jim Miller, New Jersey's finest. He's on there. I watch it, but I'm a degenerate. I watch all these shits. Then you have Krylov versus Spann. I didn't even know that card was happening, to be honest with you, but it is. I will be watching. I will not be live. March 4th, John Jones versus Cyril Gane for the vacant heavyweight title. I'll be here. You know I will. You care, I care, baby. Shevchenko versus Grasso in the co-main event. Neal versus Rakhmonov. That's going to be so fucking dope. Bo Nickel making his UFC debut versus Pickett. About to see that Bo Nickel get tested early. Brunson versus Duplessis, coming off his win of Darren Till. Can't wait to see that. Garbrandt versus Ars. Damn. Arroyo versus Amanda Ribas. This card's alright. This card is alright. One of the Bassarat brothers back at it. If you didn't see the card with him and his brother on there, oh man. This reminds me. Dan Hooker versus Jalen Turner. I was so fucking excited for that fight. Y'all have no idea. That is a diehard dream. You're asking for violence, right? Dana White woke up. Mickey Maynard woke up. Chose violence. Called each other. At the same time, they said, Jalen Turner versus Hooker? Yup. Book that shit. I couldn't fucking wait, but that's off. Dan Hooker has a hand injury. I really hope that Turner still stays on that card. But man, you got to get. Oh man, that card is disgusting. I cannot fucking wait. Jan versus Dvalishvili on March 11th. I might be here. Volkov versus Rachmanov for the co-main. I'm going to get on. That's an early card. I'm going to get on, but probably just for the main event. Got one of the 800 Nurmagomedovs. Of course, March 18th, Usman Edwards 3. I'll be here for that, baby. Justin Gaethje versus Fiziev in the co-main event. Are you fucking serious? Nelson versus Dan Rodriguez for the featured bout, for sure. Vettori, always fun to watch him. The rest of the card is meh. Not gonna lie to y'all. Nathaniel Wood on there, fireworks. Man, March is fucking stacked. You got Marlon Vera versus Sandhagen. Holly Holm versus Santos on that co-main for that card. You got Caceres coming back versus Landwehr. Alex Caceres, let's talk about it. Bruce Leroy back at it. Loving it. Here we go. The third of 5 fights on the main card. Jack Della Maddalena versus Randy Brown. I call for Randy Brown the experience, but Jack is a finisher. 3 first-round finishes in the UFC thus far. 3-0 in the UFC. Randy Brown, and when he's fighting the elite, he has not shown enough. When he fights anybody else, he's giving them problems. I think he'll do the same here, but we'll see. If Jack wins, I mean, that puts him up, right? He might get a ranked opponent afterwards with a name like Randy Brown. Randy Brown looking very fast, using that range, as I said, not moving backwards, but moving in very controlled with the jab, not just throwing, looping overhands like Porter did, asking to get put to sleep by a sharper fighter. As we see the side teep kicks from Randy Brown, using those long legs, those long arms. I said he was going to use the range. What the fuck is he doing? He's using that range. Teep kick up the middle. Yeah, what up, Ant? We out here. You said where? We are live for UFC 284. It's on Makhachev versus Alexander the Great Volkanovski. It's your boy, Mike Tyson MMA, the man with the golden mic. Back at it like a crack addict in the 80s. Let's go. Jack using the jab as well, but not able to figure out the distance yet of Randy Brown, who's using that jab and those teep kicks up the middle and to the quad and knee of Jack beautifully. He is controlling range, and if he can keep doing that, might be his fight to win. Or to lose. How's that saying go? You know what the fuck I mean. And he's mixing that front kick for a teep in the solar plex, also aiming for the chin as well, switching it up. That's beautiful. Watch that. Duplessis, oh no, Jack able to put him against the fence, able to land a right hand, has Randy Brown dazed and down, rained down hammer fist on him. Randy Brown has to try to work to a base. He has to try to control a hand and work his way up. Now he gives up his neck. Jack is on it. That rear neck is deep. Randy Brown taps out, and Jack wins first round submission. That power is real, and my picks are not going the way I planned. That is why we're here. That's why it's exciting. That's why we don't just sit back, make a call, and check the article. We watch the fucking fights, baby. Jack showing out in front of his hometown. He looked serious in every single fucking face-off that we saw throughout. He looked dialed in. Randy Brown had great distance management to start the fight, but what happened? Jack able to back him up, shorten the octagon, lands a right hand, has him wobbly, and then boom, creates chaos, lands another 2 right hands, and there we go. We saw all the Bambi legs, and Randy Brown was out of there. Sheesh. Jack is strong. Jack is strong. He didn't even wind up a lot on those right hands. He just threw them really fucking powerfully. And then was searching, not panicking, searching for the finish as Randy Brown tried to work his way up. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Don't forget, if you're here like, subscribe, etc., 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 baby. And here we go. Let's see what Jack has to say. After that, George W. he just copped. Man, that's tough for Randy. That's fantastic for Jack. If I'm Jack, I'm calling out the top 15 all day. It's your night. You're in front of the home crowd. 4-0, 4 first-round finishes. There you go. Jack said he knew it was going to go exactly like that. Talk that shit. Talk that shit, Jack. Said he practices grappling. As soon as he got that, soon as Randy Brown gave up the neck, it was over. That right hand, right below the ear, and then followed up again right to the jaw. Jack is just relentless, man. That boy is strong. Again, if you need links, closed mouths, don't get fed. Holla at me if you heard me. Like, subscribe, etc., etc. If you're digging what I'm doing, I'm here for every major combat sports event. We're revamped. We're back at it. We're re-energized. Let's go. Next time we'll be live is February 26th. Jake Paul versus Tommy Fury. Yes, it's bullshit. Yes, it's bonkers. Yes, it's a circus. And that's exactly what the fuck I like. I'm going to have my beer. I'm going to have my whiskey. I'm going to have my coffee. I'm going to be ready, baby. Let's go. Jack said he was pumped, but it's his octagon. And he was cool as a cucumber tonight. I can't disagree. Jack, call out the top 15, baby. There you go. Said he's going to Bali in March, taking a holiday. After that, top 15, he said. That's what he said. I said it, then he said it. He heard me. Someone told him. Someone said, Jack, the man with the golden mic, said call out the top 15. So he called out the top 15. Let's go, Jack Della Maddalena! I didn't pick you, but I was rooting for you, baby. You know what I mean? We give up no L's around here. 0. Who you got, Gervonta Davis or Ryan Garcia? Whoo! Bro, first of all, I really hope nothing happens to fuck up that fight, right? It's boxing. So until that fight happens, we got to just hold our breath. I'm not trying to put any bad juju on it, but, you know, we'll see. Who do I have in that fight? I'm not going to lie to you, ladies and gentlemen. I got Tank Davis. That man hits like a fucking tank. He's a sniper. Yes, he's a brawler as well. But if you look at his fights, yes, he's knocking people out with really hard looping shots, right? But he puts them in those positions to eat those looping shots. All you have to go is to his last fight. Not his last fight, I'm sorry. One of his last fights versus Rolly Romero. No, Rolly Romero is nowhere near as polished, skilled, talented, accurate as Ryan Garcia. But what did Rolly do? Rolly found a couple things that he was good at, was implementing that. Gervonta said, hey, I see you're having success doing these couple things. Great. When you think you are in a good spot, I'm going to be somewhere else, and you're going to get a knuckle sandwich for your troubles. That is what Gervonta does better than most. I won't say all. Most people in the boxing game. Gervonta is in and out. He's powerful. He makes you pay, and he puts you where he wants you. Ryan Garcia, sniper, accurate, volume, puts it on you. He has finishes as well, but let's be real when it comes to power. The name is Tank Davis. When you talk about really just putting people's fucking lights out, the name is Gervonta Tank Davis. I think it's going to be a beautiful fight. I think it's going to be a hard war. I honestly don't know if Gervonta is going to finish it. I'd be surprised if Gervonta finished it, but I do think Gervonta is going to hurt Garcia enough to walk away with the victory. As they show these highlights for Cyril Gane, Jon Jones, oh my fucking God, I cannot wait for this fight. I cannot wait for this fight. I got Jon Jones winning that, by the way. I think he's going to dismantle Cyril Gane. Chael Sonnen, who I've always been a fan of, controversy or not, he does go overboard sometimes. I'm not sure if it's shock value. I'm not sure if it's just his shtick, or I don't know if he's just trying to get some clicks, right? It's probably a little bit of all three. He's the master at all three of those things anyway. But he said Jon Jones ruled 205 in a division of people that did not suck. He said heavyweight, all of them, just about all of them have always sucked. So, of course, Jon Jones will dominate a division that sucks. That's what Chael Sonnen said. I'm not even being hyperbolic. He said sucked. He said heavyweights suck. Other than Stipe, he pretty much said sucked. I say besides Stipe, besides Cyril Gane, besides Curtis Blades, that those dudes, that other dudes don't really have all-around games. Your Aspinalls as well, but let's see him come back from that very gruesome injury that he has. But even those three fighters that I named, I think they're going to give challenges to Jon Jones. Cyril Gane, I think, is the least dangerous of the three. People are saying otherwise, right? The odds makers are saying otherwise. I think what Cyril Gane does is not going to work against someone like Jon Jones. Jon Jones has a bigger reach. Jon Jones has a more diverse striking background than anybody that Cyril Gane has ever and will ever face. And whatever moderate wrestling skills that Cyril Gane has, he's not going to be able to get Jon Jones down. He's just not. Like, let's be real. He's not going to be able to get Jon Jones down at all. He's going to eat elbows. He's going to be clenched up against the fence. He's going to feel pressure. He might get taken down a couple times himself. And he's going to get strikes thrown from positions that he's not used to strikes being thrown from, at speeds he's not used to them being thrown at. Jon Jones is going to whip Cyril Gane's ass, and I do not expect it to be that close. I know, oh, Michael, you just said this is one of the biggest challenges. It is. So be fucking horrified, heavyweights, because he's going to whip one of his biggest competitors' ass on his first fight in the weight class. He will be a 2-division champion. Coming soon, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, he's not a lightweight champion now, but let's be fucking real, right? Cyril Gane is so fucking heavy-handed. Let me get some links for y'all as we prepare for the co-main event. Like, subscribe, share, etc. UFC 285 is going to be fucking nuts. Bo Nickel, Jamie Pickett. Jalen Turner versus TBD. I don't know who TBD is, but they're probably going to get their ass whooped. Jeff Neal versus Shavkat Rakhmonov. Valentina Shevchenko versus Alexa Grasso. And Jon Jones versus Cyril Gane for the vacant UFC Heavyweight Championship of the world, Craig. The world. If you don't get that reference, get the fuck off my stream. You understand what I'm saying to you? Goddamn Young Bucks. Oh, shit. As I take that link out of my whole window. That's not supposed to go like that. Boom. There you go. Boom. There we go. Make sure I get my Twitch lovers what they want. You understand what I'm saying to you? If those links aren't working, try again. If they don't work after that, try again. If they don't work after that, let me know. I got them on deck. You understand what I'm saying to you? Let me get the tail of the tape for the next bout up and ready. Yes, that's what those little screens are to the right. I went through all that work to make sure it's nice and sized for you. Use that shit. With the tail of the tape, as you see scrolling on the bottom right of your screen, we have the live, up-to-date stats on your top right. Enjoy that, baby. We got 15-3 versus 18-2. 5'11" Yair Rodriguez, pretty tall for a 145er versus the 5'6" 145er. Pretty short for a 145er in Josh Emmett, right? Only a 1-inch reach advantage, though, for Yair Rodriguez. Both orthodox. Emmett, much older. Oh! Being 37. First, the 31-year-old. Sorry, the 30-year-old Yair Rodriguez. Surprising that he's still so young. He's been around a little while now. Strikes landed, both sub 5, but over 4. 45% Striking accuracy for Yair, a little bit under, 37 for Josh Emmett. Strikes absorbed, both around 4.1, 4.2. Both plus 50% defense. Takedown accuracy, that's where we see a big difference. 28% for Yair, 40 for Josh Emmett. Takedown defense, they're both pretty good, 62 and 58 respectively. Last 5 fights for Emmett. Win over Cater, win over Ige, win over Shane Burgos, win over Betchick, win over Michael Johnson. For Yair, win over Ortega, lost to Holloway, win over Stevens, and win versus the Korean Zombie. Fireworks. I feel like Honor Allen should have been in this fight instead of Josh Emmett, but it is what it is. Again, I had Yair. I'm going Josh Emmett. I think he's going to weaponize his gas tank. I think his boxing is going to be too smooth, too crisp, and too powerful for Yair. And if that doesn't work, he's going to go to the wrestling, which I do think he's going to have success at. Yair always mixing it up. 56% to the head, 18 to the body, 27% of the legs for his strikes. That's as diverse of a striker as you're really going to see at this level. Not a lot of ground and pound. About 14% of his strikes coming from ground and pound. Josh Emmett, a little bit of a headhunter, 65% of his strikes to the head. 20% to the body, 15% to the legs. So he does throw to the body, he does throw to the legs, but he is a headhunter. Josh Emmett is the B side, but this is a very, very competitive matchup on paper. We're about to find out if it's going to play out like that. My bad, I'm just checking something on my stream real quick. Making sure there's no issues. We gotta do maintenance on the live. I don't got nobody working for me, you know what I mean? I'm not Ariel Helwani. Yet! You know what I mean? Tell him, Solomon. Go. Josh Emmett looks ready. This is the biggest opportunity of his life. Let's be real, he's 37. If he does not take advantage of this opportunity, there is not likely one to follow. This is do or die for him. Josh Emmett, I mean, you can just see the power. Wings reach from one end to the octagon to the other. while we're waiting, let's look into the recent records of our main eventers. Let's start with the defending champ, Islam Makhachev, on an 11-fight win streak. 4 wins by knockout, 11 by submission. 66% takedown accuracy. I don't think you guys understand how fucking insane that is. I talked about Josh Emmett being a good wrestler, right? He is. Very good wrestler. 40% takedown accuracy, and that's impressive. 66 for Islam. 59% striking accuracy. A lot of that is ground and pound, but the stat is the stat, right? So we're talking about Yair being a good striker at 45%. Islam, 59. But doesn't have a lot of volume, right? He averages 2.37 significant strikes landed per minute. That's compared to the 4.28 from Josh Emmett. That's compared to the 4.67 for Yair Rodriguez. And let's see how much significant strikes per minute the hometown hero, Alexander the Great, lands per minute. Wow, Alexander Volkanovski, 57% striking accuracy, being right behind Islam, which is even more impressive because he's usually standing. And yet, much more volume, 6.79 significant strikes landed per minute for Volkanovski, man. Oh my freaking God. 3.53 absorbed for Volk. 0.95 absorbed for Islam. So even though Islam's landing way less, he's absorbing just like not even a strike per minute. Not even a strike per minute from these other cats. Takedown average, 1.7 for Islam per 15 minutes. 3.42 for Alexander. You could say, that doesn't make any sense, Mike. Alexander Volkanovski is the striker. Islam is the grappler. How are those stats even possible? I'm sorry, 3.42 for Islam, 15 minutes. 1.7 for Volkanovski. Significant strike defense, 60% Volkanovski, 67% Islam. That man doesn't get hit. Both with crazy takedown defense, 89% for Islam. Ridiculous. 73% for Volk. Ridiculous. Knockdown average, 0.3 for Volk, 0.38 for Islam. Average fight time, 9 minutes for Islam. Makes sense because he's not had the belt for more than one fight. 16.5 for the champ, Volkanovski. Volk, a little bit of a headhunter, but when he does mix it up, it's usually to the legs. We have 63% to the head, 10% to the body, 27% to the legs. Those leg strikes are going to be very important. You got to slow down Islam. He's going to be a freight train coming downhill. And even scarier, a freight train trained by Khabib. He's going to have to attack those legs. He's going to have to attack the body. He's going to have to stay on the outside. He's going to have to choose when he initiates on the inside. He does have either an equal or a greater reach than Islam, even though he is the shorter fighter. We're about to start the co-main event, and then we will get into the rest of the main along with my pick. Don't trip, brother. See you as bigger than Ariel Helwani one day. Don't give up. Play it by the way. Great contact. Hashtag subscribe. Thank you, James Bond. Shaken and not stirred. I appreciate you too, baby. We out here. Here we go, co-main event. If you are confused on where you stumbled to, we are live for UFC 284. Islam Makhachev versus Alexander Volkanovski. That's right, it's your boy, Mike MMA, the man with the golden mic. Back at it like a crack addict in the 80s, ladies and gentlemen. And if you don't know about crack in the 80s, whoo, it was always back. You understand what I'm saying to you? Just lunch or something. Welcome to the shit show. We are here on the co-main event. Josh Emmett versus Yair Rodriguez. You already got my pick. Josh Emmett, you already know where you at. Mike just MMA, the man with the golden mic. You already know what we're here for. Violence, chaos, crazy, spinny shit. And we're about to see all the above. Let's go. Yair looks so relaxed. What does that mean? It could mean nothing. It could mean anything. Just point your shit out, people. I don't know what you want. You know, it's me, my mic, my TV. Like, what do you want? What do they want? You know what I mean? Yair is unbothered. Gives the calmest fist bump I've ever seen anyone give Bruce Buffer. So yeah, man, dap it up. Boom. There you go. There we go. Show respect. Touch glove. Bow. Josh Emmett looks like he's ready for the biggest moment of his life. Yair looks like he's about to go order a venti latte at Starbucks. I'm hyped. Hope you're hyped too. If not, you're on the wrong fucking channel, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go. First round. I talked about how Josh Emmett can win this fight and how I think he will win this fight. How does Yair win this fight? You may be wondering. Yair needs to attack with kicks up the middle, kicks to the legs. Yes, he's versing a wrestler, but he's got to show that he's not afraid. And boom, just as I say that, front kick to the chin. Right up the middle. That's what he has to do. Keep throwing kicks up the middle, whether it's to the legs, the body, the chin. Keep Emmett's off of him. Keep off of the cage. Keep circling towards that lead hand. Nice leg kicks. So far, Yair is doing exactly what he has to do, but he has to do that for 5 rounds against a very dangerous and powerful Josh Emmett. Josh Emmett trying to cut off the octagon. And you see Yair feels his back getting close to that cage. What's he do? Pumps that jab out there. Throws some kicks. Nice kick to the body, and then a great cross. There was a stance switch. Yair wasn't conventional for a second. Threw the cross, came out of it in southpaw, and it immediately got back in the range. Now back in orthodox, feinting those leg kicks, and then kicking up high. This is exactly what Yair Rodriguez has to do if he wants to win. Beautiful leg kick for Yair. The kick to the body again. So that left lead kick to the body from Yair, he follows it with a cross, a right cross, and it is fucking beautiful thus far. He's landed that same combination twice and follows it up. Watch that. Left kick to the body. What I say when you have orthodox versus southpaw, that kick to the body is wide open. Kick to the body again, doesn't follow it with a cross. That kick to the body is great. Yair getting in boxing range and slinging that leather. Got to be careful though. Halfway through the first round. Nice leg kick from Yair. Oh, nice right hand for Josh Emmett. That's what you got to be careful about. And you saw Yair realize I'm in range. Let me move. Let me use my shoulders. Put my hands back up. Kick to the body at range is nasty. Josh Emmett trying to close the distance, but he's coming straight forward. He's going to have to cut that octagon off. Yair just always out of range. He's using his distance. Fantastic. Some spinning shit into a 1-2. Really a... Yair is just throwing punching combinations off those kicks so effortlessly. Oh, they both connect. You got to be careful trading though. Yair felt that one. Nice knee. Now Yair's down. Tries to throw an up kick, but now Josh is on top. This isn't what you want for Yair. You can't get into these trading of fireworks with someone like Josh Emmett. Because look, whether you get hurt or you get off balance, you're on the ground eating ground and pound now. And that's some heavy hammer fists from Josh Emmett. The alpha male vet. Oh, and an elbow over the top. Josh Emmett, such heavy ground and pound, now has side control. Controlling the leg of Yair to not allow him to regain any semblance of a guard. Look for Josh Emmett to put that left knee on the stomach of Yair to try to get into mount. Or maybe half guard and posture up. Yair able to get back in full guard, will regain his full guard. But he needs to work his way up. He can't just sit here in his guard. Josh Emmett, too heavy, too fresh. Landing nice ground and pound. And this is really evening up the round. Nice elbow from the bottom of Yair. Up kick from Yair and a couple hammer fists from Yair from the bottom. First round over. Wow. Wow. Both men landed great strikes. Both men had some good ground and pound. Help me out, ladies and gentlemen. Who the fuck won that round? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Let's look at the stats. They did not officially record that as a knockdown. 36 total strikes for Yair, 21 for Emmett. 30 significant strikes landed for Yair, 19 for Josh Emmett. 17 to the head for Yair, 18 for Emmett. These stats are a little bit ahead of the fight, though. Man, what a fucking crazy first round. Both men landed some nice shots. Josh Emmett has some good control, good takedown. We're really just taking advantage of a slip. But good ground control. That was such a close round, man. Holy shit. I'm going to give it to Emmett for the ground control, but shit, that can go either way. So I'm going to, grab my balls and trust him and say 1-0 Josh Emmett. Both men, first 30 seconds, not doing much of anything in this round. Just filling each other out. Oh, and then they trade. Yair has to be careful. That's why it's so important for him to throw those kicks first. Nice kick to the body. That hurt Emmett. Emmett tries to go for a takedown, unsuccessful. Both men back up. Knee, and then a hook for Yair. These combos are so diverse. And when they start with the kick, it's really successful. Emmett catches that kick. We talked about this. It's a wrist. Nice elbows against the cage for Yair as he's fighting off the takedown. Josh Emmett trying to lock those hands underneath the butt. Only has a single leg, though. Nice knee to the body from Yair. Kick to the body, checked that time. Oh, kick to the head, blocked, but that still hurt. Nice body shot from Emmett. These fighters are so goddamn tough, man, and dangerous. Nice lead elbow. That hurt him. Yair has Josh Emmett rocked. He's on him. Josh Emmett's still dangerous, though. Nice check left hook while moving backwards for Yair. Man. This fight is fucking nuts. See, kick and then a cross. Same side that time for Yair Rodriguez. That's so fucking impressive. If you're talking Swiss Army knife, right, of striking, it's Yair Rodriguez. These combinations are so fucking difficult, guys. Like, I don't know. Maybe if you're casual, you're probably not on my stream. If you're hardcore and you're watching this, man, you don't see this shit. This fluidity and strikes. It's, man. Yair needs to get his roses, man. We got to pay him his respect. Look, feint. 2 feints, including a spinning kick, and then a strike, and then a flying kick. Gets taken down, but all those are just getting reactions from Josh Emmett, which is exactly what Yair wants. And again, a round where Yair landing a lot of damage in the stand-up, and then in the last 90 seconds, 120 seconds, gets taken down and allows Josh Emmett to possibly steal the round. That can't be great for your morale. He's got his feet on the hips, but Josh Emmett just very, very heavy on top. Let's see if Yair can throw up a submission. He's trying. He's going for that. He's going for that triangle. That's deep. That's deep. That's tight. Oh, and Josh Emmett taps by triangle. Yair wins by triangle. And Yair's telling Josh, "You're a tough son of a bitch." Not what Josh Emmett wants to hear right now. You're interim champion. I get another one wrong. Yair Rodriguez. 3rd round submission. Wow. So let's talk about what I had right. What did I say? If Yair wanted to win, he had to use those kicks for distance, right? He had to keep the danger up the middle so Josh Emmett did not feel free reign to shoot those double legs and single legs. There was always something coming up the middle. Chop those legs to take that power away from those takedowns, right? What'd he do? He did both of those things. Kicks to the body, mixing it up, kicks to the leg. Off those kicks, what I did not expect were the combinations with the hands that followed the kicks, the knees. It was just so fucking fluid. I just didn't, I mean, man, did I underestimate the striking of Yair Rodriguez? Yes, I was talking about how fluid it was before, but holy shit, this was some next level shit that we just saw from Yair Rodriguez, ladies and gentlemen. Please, give that man a round of fucking applause for how he worked Josh Emmett on the feet. Now, what did Josh Emmett do well? He got the takedowns, right? The second half of the first round made it a toss-up on who won that round. I can't wait to see who the judges had winning that round. But Josh Emmett finished the round on top, which you always want to see if you're a fighter, and he was landing some very heavy ground and pound. That was fantastic. And Yair Rodriguez now has a cowboy hat. There we go. It's all done. It's a great night. We can go home, ladies and gentlemen. But in all seriousness, Josh Emmett had a solid game plan for how to get out of danger, in the meaning of, hey, if I'm getting hurt, let me take this guy down. But, okay, we all knew that was going to be, you know, a go-to for Josh Emmett. He's a fucking alpha male guy. Like, we know, we've seen for the last 2 decades how that camp has fought, right? What he didn't do, that I thought he would, he could not push Yair towards the outside of the cage. He couldn't. He could not do it. Because anytime he tried forward pressure, he didn't angle properly to cut off the cage. So Yair was able to circle out or push his way out because of how dangerous and hard those kicks were coming. Fantastic counter plan for Yair Rodriguez. Poor implementation of getting in the boxing range for Josh Emmett. He could not figure out the whole match. Anytime Yair actually tried to have a boxing range firefight in a phone booth, he ate some shit. Yair Rodriguez ate some hard strikes. You don't want to get in the phone booth with Josh Emmett. That was true tonight, as true as it's always been. But Yair didn't play around too much in that game and got her done. Shout out to your interim champion at 145, Yair Rodriguez. Let's see what he has to say. We're going to take a very quick intermission. And then we're back for the main event, baby. Official pick coming soon. Yair just feeling the moment. He was so cool, calm, and collected. And now you see all that excitement coming out. As he also pays his homage in Spanish. He's now one of two Mexican-born UFC champions. I think that might be a first ever. And let's see what message he has for the champion who fights within minutes, Alexander Volkanovski. Said he was practicing that exact submission in camp. It showed, like I saw the opening for it. He did show that he had some willingness to those submissions even against Brian Ortega. So hey, why not try with Josh Emmett? He did, and he succeeded. That was beautiful. It wouldn't have worked if he didn't put that damage on him with those kicks and those combinations, those combos, man. Wow. I'm gonna be talking about this like for the first half of this fucking year. Yair Rodriguez, that was just, whoo. When I want to show people striking in MMA, I'm gonna show them this Yair Rodriguez win, man. Straight up. Biz been asking Yair what this means to him and to the people of Mexico. Yair just said he's been dreaming of this moment since he was a kid. As you see, I believe Yair's parents right there. Brian Ortega says, I'll see you soon. Heal up, brother, heal up. Right now, Yair just calling out, shouting out everyone and their mom. From the back staff to the commentators. Bilal says Yair vs. Volk will be crazy good. I agree, even though I think Volk finishes him. Yair, a nice guy, said he just wishing the two main eventers the best. Doesn't want to distract from it, so we'll talk about it later. Fuck that, Yair. You should have said, Volk, I'm coming, baby. But it's all good. Not everyone can cut a great promo, but he did have a fantastic victory. Just as important. I kid. And there we go. That's the co-main event. Let me get the stats ready for the next bout. A quick intermission, the last before the main event. We're almost there, baby. We're almost there. That's right. Refill your cups. Take that bathroom break because you don't want to miss a second of the main event coming up soon. Give me 5, baby. Right back. We have the derailer of Max Holloway. We have the heir apparent to Khabib Nurmagomedov. We have 145 undisputed versus 155 undisputed. We have number 1 pound for pound versus number 2 pound for pound. We have the number 1 win streak versus the number 2 win streak in the UFC active today. Mano a mano. 1v1. Hands versus hands. Skills versus skills. Man versus man. We are live for UFC 284. Islam Makhachev versus Alexander Volkanovski. That's right. It's your boy, Mike Tyson MMA, the man with the golden mic. Back at it like I never left. Let's go. I've been talking all night about how important this fight is, about how great of a matchup this is, and about how fucking jacked and excited I am for this. What I have not given you, ladies and gentlemen, is my pick. Real quick, I'm not going to belabor the point. We have a 22 fight win streak. Holla at me if you heard me. Alexander Volkanovski. We have an 11 fight win streak. Islam Makhachev. Neither one of these men has tasted an L in quite a long time. Makhachev come over a win versus one of the most dangerous 155ers ever in the history to hold that belt in Charles Oliveira. We have win over Bobby Green, win over Dan Hooker, both of those first round. Fourth round, Thiago Moises. Submission, Drew Dober. Win over Ramos. Win over Saryukian. Win over Johnson. Win over Thibault. Win over Lentz. Win over Wade. Last loss was in 2015 for Israel Makhachev, and that was his debut in the UFC. Has not tasted an L since. Volkanovski never lost in the UFC. 3 wins over Max Holloway. What did he do in between the second and third fight? Nothing much. Just KO and outclass Korean Zombie. Win a blood and guts fight versus Ortega. Before the Max Holloway fights, beat Aldo for the belt decisively. Beat Elkins. Beat Kennedy. Young, Hirota, Kasuya. You want me to keep going? Tuck, etc., etc. Since joining the UFC in 2016, all this man has done is www.asswhooping.gov. You understand what I'm saying to you? I cannot fucking wait for this fight. Who do I have to win? No more mystery. Let's go. As Alexander the Great walks out to the home crowd reception, yes, I have the hometown hero. I have Alexander the Great winning this fight. Why? It's a great question. Because I originally had Israel Adesanya. I originally had Islam Makhachev winning this fight. But after looking at their last few, after looking at their opponents, after looking at their skill sets, everyone knows Islam's biggest game plan, right? I'm going to smother you. I'm going to shoot again, I'm going to reshoot, I'm going to reposition, I'm going to shoot again, I'm going to get you down, and I'm going to give you these pawns, right? How many people take down Alexander Volkanovski? Not many. How many keep him down? None. How many ground and pound him? None. How many submit him? None. Volkanovski is shorter, but he's not giving up anything on a reach. Alexander, very strong. Everyone talks about, oh, he used to be 200 plus. Yeah, but he was fucking fat when he played rugby, right? So we're not going to go that far. He's obviously not light heavyweight, but he is a very stocky 145er. I think he has enough girth, enough toughness, enough strength, enough dexterity to be able to withstand the pressure of Islam. I know he has a gas tank that can withstand Islam. I know he has a camp that can game plan against the likes of Javier Mendez and Khabib, the coach, Nurmagomedov. What I don't know is that Islam can beat the elite on a regular basis. What I know is that Alexander can win against the elite on a regular basis, and he does win against them on a regular basis. A lot of times I get picks wrong for no other reason than I say, unless it's proven to me, I don't believe that shit. I have not seen Islam be able to beat elite competition over and over and over again. I have seen Alexander Volkanovski beat elite competition over and over and over again. I do think Alexander is going to be faster. I do think Alexander is the smarter striker, the more skilled striker, the more diverse striker. I do think Islam is slept on with his stand-up. He's able to put the paws on people even more so because they are afraid to get into certain positions, and he's not. He doesn't give a fuck where it goes. He's confident wherever it goes, he will dominate. That is worth something. How does Alex win? Stay on the outside, pick and choose when he comes inside, and when those clinch positions happen, because they will happen against Islam Makhachev, you got to fight the hands. You got to fight for underhooks. You got to turn and not allow him to push you against the cage. You have to separate, and when you separate, you got to put some pepper on your boy Islam. How does Islam win? Forward pressure. He has to keep cutting off the cage. He needs to do what I said Josh Emmett was supposed to do. It's different because Islam is the bigger fighter, right? So he should be able to have more opportunities to put that power and back Alexander Volkanovski up against the cage. But when he's coming forward, he can't come straight, or Alexander Volkanovski is going to piece him the fuck up. He has to go a diagonal. He has to keep shifting directions. He has to keep feinting with shots, with kicks, with punches. He needs to keep Alexander Volkanovski guessing and moving backwards. If he allows Alexander Volkanovski to stay on the outside, to keep the lateral movement up, to keep forward pressure up on him, then this fight is over. Islam has just as good a chance to win as Alexander, but you gotta pick one, baby. I'm going with the champ. I'm going with the undefeated in the UFC. I'm going with the number one pound for pound fighter in the UFC, the great Alexander Volkanovski, to get her done. It's your last call for links. If you don't got them, say something, because closed mouths don't get fed. You know what? I got you. You know what? Closed mouths will get fed tonight. How about that? How about that? I'm so goddamn generous to you guys. Like, do you appreciate me yet? Because I appreciate every last one of you goddamn degenerates joining me tonight. 5'10 versus 5'6", 4-inch height advantage for Islam. 70-inch reach versus 71. Alexander Volkanovski has a 1-inch reach advantage. Believe it or not, that stocky little motherfucker. Southpaw versus orthodox. Look for those body kicks from both. They will be there. Alexander Volkanovski, 5 years the elder at 34 years old. Barely 30 in Islam Makhachev, a 90s baby. Significant strikes. The differential is fucking crazy. 2.37 landed per minute for Islam. 6.79 landed for Alex. That is fucking, at this level, I'd have to really search the top of the pound for pound to find anything even fucking comparable. Striking accuracy, both almost at 60%. Strikes absorbed, less than one strike per minute absorbed from Islam. That man doesn't get hit. So all that shit I'm talking for Alex to do, it's going to be hard to do it. Especially from his back, if it happens. Grappling, 3.5 takedowns per fight. That means more than a takedown a round for Islam landed. That is fucking insane. 1.7 for Alex, which is pretty basic. Takedown accuracy, 65% for Islam, 36% for Alex. I don't expect Alex to be fighting for takedowns, but I do expect Alex to try to mix it up to show Islam he's not afraid, that he won't shy away. He's going to at least shoot for the takedowns, but against a bigger, heavier fighter, I don't expect him to fight but so much for it. We're almost here. We're right there. Do you smell it? Do you feel it? Do you feel it now, Mr. Krabs? I do. If you're not having fun, you're in a one goddamn stream for one last time tonight. We are live for UFC 284. Islam Makhachev, the 155-pound lightweight champion of the UFC, versus Alexander the Great Volkanovski, the 145-pound undisputed champion of the UFC. Number 1, pound for pound, Alexander the Great Volkanovski. Number 2, pound for pound, Islam Makhachev. It's your boy, Mike MMA, the man with the golden mic, back at it like I never left. Bees. Wah, 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 wah. We're out here having a good old time, and I hope you are too. Again, next time I'll be live is February 26th for the Jake Paul fight. How will you know I go live? Subscribe, motherfucker, subscribe. Like as well, because, come on, man, help your boy out. We're trying to grow. Cannot grow without participation. Let's go. No, we don't give out trophies. I'm hyped, can you tell? I don't even have liquor tonight. And my energy is like, whoo, can I get something? I'm talking about nothing. Dry. Nothing but H2O over here. And your boy's through the roof. Islam's ready. Volk is fierce. I feel that coming off the screen. Do you feel that shit? You can see the confidence oozing off Alexander Volkanovski. There you go, Eugene Behrman in the background. City Kickboxing. One of the two camps that Alexander Volkanovski trains out of. I love Volkanovski all week. Just boom. Champ. Confidence, strength, power. Let's go, champ. Versus the defending, reigning champion of the world, Islam Makhachev. Let's go. If you need links, let me know. Closed mouths don't get fed. Like, subscribe, etc., etc. I appreciate you, appreciate me, appreciate you. God damn it. Let's go. Shout out to the active members tonight. Bird Person, James Bond, Ant, Ice, Kevin, all of y'all, Jay. I support you motherfuckers. Because you support me, obviously. You could be with anybody getting these links. But you're with your boy, Mike MMA, the man with the golden mic. I said one more time, but I can't resist that shit. You know what I mean? I see the golden mic. I see the Mike Jesse MMA. And it just, if you don't get it by now, you never will. I got you, Twitch. I got you. Don't worry. Boom, links. Link. Take that. First round. Let's go. If you need links, I'll do it in between rounds. Do not disturb my fandom. A lot of filling each other out. What did I say? Alexander Volkanovski's lateral. From side to side. Pick and choose when he comes forward. But it needs to be behind something, and you got to keep Islam guessing. You got to throw feints. I will say Islam does look like the bigger guy in there, as we expected. Nice kick to the body from Islam. I am on the edge of my seat, literally. That's why I'm so close to the camera. I can't help it. First minute, not much of anything. Just filling each other out. You can tell they respect each other. Each man trying to get the other to react. Stance switching from Volk makes it really hard to read. Really hard to know when your moment is. Because you don't want to rush in with someone so accurate. A lot of feints from Volkanovski. And just a lot of patience from Islam. Not biting off any of the feints. But respecting them just the same. See, both men just looking for that centimeter opening. Nice lead left for Volk. Oh, and he liked it. Lead hook, followed by the left hand. And you never know how Volk is going to throw that follow-up shot. Even if he follows with his power hand, that next shot might also be power hand because he switches stance in the middle of combinations. So dangerous. And you see Volkanovski trying to come forward. Islam backs up, pushes him out the way. Islam just staying just out of distance on most of these strikes. Oh! Alex got hurt. And now Islam has double underhooks to the back of Alexander Volkanovski. He can't allow himself to get dragged to the ground. He has to fight those hands, as he's doing. He wants to fight the hands, push him out, and get his hips away from the hips of Islam. Islam wants to suck him in, keep that lock, and keep his hips right on, hip to hip, back, chest to back on Volk, and then drag him down. But with such a short fighter, it's really hard, as I'm saying. Volkanovski shifting his weight perfectly. Islam drags him down. Alex not done yet, though. Almost able to work his way up. Islam does a hook to stop it. But Volkanovski still against the cage, still has his base and working his way up right in his corner. They're trying to walk him through, but Islam does have the back with two hooks in. Alexander trying to throw that shoulder to one side and get his back against the cage. Alexander Volkanovski just holding the wrist, fighting the hands, not trying to let Islam get that choke. Islam has it, but it's on the chin. Trying to switch the lock, the grip, I should say. Just making Volk uncomfortable, looking at the clock, knowing he only has a certain amount of time. Trying to disrupt the breathing of Volk. Trying to crank that neck, crank the jaw. Just create pain, discomfort. Calm as a cucumber, Islam is. Volk not panicking either. Smile on his face. The crowd going wild. But that round was Islam's. It was close. Not a lot happened in the first half. Then both of them landed on each other. Islam landed a nice little combination, created a grappling exchange, and won it. Got the back, exposure, put the hooks in. That round's Islam's. 1-0. Defending champ. Again, in between rounds, I will try to help you guys out with some links. But understand, right now, right here, my biggest concern is watching this fight. Just being honest with you. Like, subscribe, etc., etc. Don't be that guy. Both men should still be fresh. Not a lot of energy expended. Alexander Volkanovski sees that it's so quick to give up a round to Islam. He needs to get more aggressive with his striking. He needs to figure out a way, easier said than done, to start landing ASAP. Let's bring up those stats real quick. Both landed a little bit more than 10 strikes. takedown awarded to almost 3-minute control time. And they're including that clinch work for Islam. Nice body shots from Volk. Doesn't eat anything for that. Gets in, gets out. Nice kick to the body from Islam. You see level changes in the striking for Alex. Trying to catch Islam over the top. Islam's too slick, though. Landed some nice shots, Volkanovski did. Islam immediately goes for a leg. Grappling exchange. And now, boom, top control. Three and a half minutes, and you have Islam really trying to drive this takedown home. The way MMA scores takedowns, I don't know if they scored that one or not. But Volk now having to play defense once again. Oh, nice knee off the break for Islam. That has Alex backing up a bit. Not sure if he's hurt. But he does look to have less energy now. An aggressive Dagestani on top of you will do that. It will zap your gas tank. Newsflash, right? Oh. Oh, and now it hurts Volk. Volk is hurt. Technical difficulty, but we back at it. Makhachev having some success. He's able to press more into Alex, with Alex not moving as laterally as before because of that gas tank getting depleted little by little. Nice leg kicks, though. He needs more of that. But Islam's confident that he can eat the power of Alex, so he's moving forward more and more. Marching Alex down. Alex can't be against his cage. Eating strikes and keeps getting in these grappling exchanges. "30 seconds left in this round, round 2. Alex now has Islam pushed up against the cage. Going for a single leg. Decides against it. Didn't want to use that energy. Landing some decent shots in the clinch. Wow. Wow, a very close first round. But I have it 2-0 Islam. Let's listen to what the corners have to say. Coach saying you cannot give up that control time like you are. Oh, look at that. Alexander goes for the body with the right hand, eats a cross for it. Left cross from Islam. This is a chess match. And so far, I have Islam winning. 2-0. Defending champ. Third round of 5. Let's go. It ain't over till it's over. As we've learned a couple times tonight. Oh, nice head kick for Islam. Even when head kicks are blocked, they hurt, man. It doesn't matter where it's hitting. Don't let them shits land on you. That's how you successfully block a head kick. Nice right hand, lead right hand for Alex, but he's got to throw jabs. He's got to get in there. Kicks to the body, leg kicks to open him up. You saw Yair do it to Emmett. That is what Volkanovski has to be doing. Aaron Bronstetter has it 19-19, 1-1. Very close fight. Very possible. Nice body shot for Alex. Knee for Islam. Leg kick for Islam. Not much on it. But just showing. Oh, nice kick to the body. Nice combination from Alex. Finished with a leg kick. That right hand to the body. Alex has been landing to the body of Islam throughout the night. Islam has landed that left kick to the body all night against Volk. Makhachev mixing it up nice. 28-22-3. Volkanovski headhunting a little bit. I was talking about the opposite before this fight. Nice leg kick. He needs more leg kicks. Nice leg kick from Alex. Islam going again for that Muay Thai clinch. And trying to land knees in there. There you go. Knees to the body. He's working a trip as well. I told you. Outside trip. Beautiful. Doesn't get it though. Still see chain wrestling. Single leg to the double leg. That chain wrestling of this camp. I mean, of course, Khabib did it better than everybody, but Islam's right there. DC, fantastic at it as well. Kane, all of them, man. That camp is just nasty at chain wrestling. As Alexander Volkanovski's now trying to get back to his feet again. In a very close round, he can't give this up. Now has body lock. Volkanovski does. Landing some nice shots. Some dirty boxing. You see he's keeping his forehead on the chin. Oh, landing some nice shots. When I said when he gets out, when he disengages the clinch, those shots. There we fucking go. That's what we want to see. Oh, nice lead cross from Makhachev. Body kick kind of grazes Alex a little bit. He's got to get more aggressive. He's not doing enough to win this round. Good leg kick. Jab over the top for Islam. Beautiful. 45 seconds left of the third of 5 rounds in your main event. A little bit of a scramble. And you see Alex not trying to let him off of the cage without eating something. He saw Islam was about to escape, and he drug him back. Tried to get a takedown, almost got to take him down himself, pushes him off against the cage and try to land something heavy again, but misses. Islam's getting wise to it. Whoo! Man, that was one of the closest rounds we've had, right? I don't know. I'll give that one to Alex. Let's say 2-1, Alex. 2-1 Islam. First 2 to Islam, third to Alex. A fucking fantastic chess match thus far. That kick to the body. What'd I tell you? Orthodox versus southpaw. That kick to the body's wide open. Good leg kicks from Alex. He needs to go back to the well on that one. ASAP. I don't know how to score it, but I'm going to give it to Alex. 2-1 Islam Makhachev. Are you having fun? Spoiler alert, I am. Round 4, let's go. Cruz making a great point. Islam looks just as fresh now as he did at the beginning of the fight, which is horrifying. Alex still fainting. Eats a 1-2. That right to the body has been a good shot all night. Lands it again in that combination. That time an uppercut for Alex. I think there's a low blow. They're still going to go. Said, fuck it. Just a kick to the nuts. No biggie. Oh! That lead cross for Islam has been landing all night as well. Makhachev trying to throw combinations up. I'm sorry. Alex trying to throw combinations up the middle. But Islam able to get out the way and encounter over and over again. Oh, and at times, see, that's why you can't just come straight in like that. Islam read it, changed levels, takedown. Alex not worried about it, though. Said he can get up. He starts getting up, but now Islam has your back with a body triangle with 3 minutes left. Ugh. This is gut-wrenching for Alex right now. He's got to attack that body triangle, and he's got to roll to the side of the body triangle where the foot is. He's got to put pressure on that ankle so that I keep calling that man Israel, so Islam can release that body triangle. Right now, just fighting the hands is all good and well, but you're not going to win like this. The judges aren't going to give you this round. You have to roll to your left, attack that foot, get him to disengage that body triangle, and then create a base, work your way up the cage. Alex smiling, but he's losing his round. He's trying to just power out of it. You got to turn into that lock, which is easier said than done because on that side is the cage. He's trying to roll in that direction. He can't. One of them has fingers in the other one's glove. See, Alex just trying to power and turn into it. It's not going to work. Alex landing some shots. To be fair, he's landing harder shots than Islam is, but judges aren't going to give you a round with a man on your back for 3 minutes. It's just not happening. Right. Cruz says it. Now Alex talking shit to Islam, saying you're not doing shit. He said, let go. He's talking to the ref. And honestly, Alexander Volkanovski is landing the better shots from this position. As they're yelling at each other. Alex is so annoyed. But he's got to turn into that foot side of the body triangle. Fifth and final round. I have it officially 3-1 for Islam. It really could easily be 2-2 on how close these rounds were. But if I'm Alex's corner, I'm saying you need to finish. Islam not breathing hard at all. That's scary. Fifth and final round. Let's go. This champ shit. Let's go. They embrace. Now let's go. Leg kicks, lateral movement, blitz. That's what we need to see from Alex. Nice lead cross all night for Islam. From that southpaw stance. It's beautiful. It's super fast. And there's like no tell on it. See, these are the exchanges that Alexander wants, but he can't really land that right hand. And then eats that lead, not lead cross, but eats that cross again. That's what I'm saying, they're fast tonight. Nice body shots from Alex. Oh, knee from Islam. Another one. Three and a half minutes, and Volk still cannot figure out how to get inside and land meaningful damage. See, because he tries to blitz going forward and gets taken down. Able to get his hips out, though. Now he's against the cage. He needs to fight for these underhooks. He needs to jack that underhook up and get Islam away from his hips. Because Islam can still reshoot into a single. There we go. Able to break it up. Alex trying to get Islam into a firefight, but Islam's not having it. Straight linear punches that are perfectly timed. Calculated takedowns when that's not working. Like that. Because Alexander Volkanovski, I've never seen him telegraph his blitzes so much. Has that single leg deep. Maybe some elbows from Volkanovski might help. Volkanovski trying to transition to the back. Islam is so fucking strong. Volk is so fucking talented. We're so fucking hyped. Let's go. Alexander Volkanovski tries to go for a takedown. Those knees are so sneaky for Islam. Volk tried to get the takedown, was unable to. Trying to do it again. Threatening the... Oh, nice trip! Islam able to keep control just by keeping that wizard, the overhook on the left side, underneath that armpit. That, beautiful. And if I'm correct, Alexander Volkanovski has about 70 seconds to finish Islam Makhachev. Oh, right hand! Right hand! Put Islam down! Now he's working the body. Body, head. If I'm him, I stand up. If I'm him, I'm standing up. Islam's hurt. You got to stand up. You're not going to finish him from here. Alex has to stand up. 30 seconds. If I'm his corner, I'm screaming, stand up. Islam's hurt and you're letting him recover. Ten seconds left. At this point, he's just pouring it all out. Very good way to end the fight for Alex. If it was close and it was 2-2, Alex definitely took this round. If I was correct and it was 3-1 going into this round, then we're going to see a 48-47 scorecard for Islam. Israel Adesanya seems to think that Alexander Volkanovski's done enough to win. I don't think so. I don't. Wow, Islam, great game plan. Great implementation of the game plan. A lot of great counters. Great stand-up. Great takedowns. But some of these rounds are just really close. And he has to take some of the blame for not having much output on a lot of those rounds. Look at these grappling exchanges. So many people would just be finished. That right hand was nice. But when he had a minute left, he should have just let him up. I'm sitting here dying from anticipation of this scorecard. And it thinks that Islam had the lead going into that fifth as well as I do. They're reading off the scorecard now. The crowd lights out tonight. Really gave these fighters their due. And still, Islam Makhachev. 48-47, 48-47, 49-46. A lot of those rounds were close. I agree with 48-47. Very good try from Alexander Volkanovski. Dared to be great. He is great. But Islam, was too much tonight. Was lights out. For the last and final time tonight, it's your boy, Mike Jackson MMA, the man with the golden mic. And this was UFC 284. Catch me for Jake Paul vs. Tommy Fury, February 26th. We out here.